Alright guys, welcome to training session number 2. This is JT Giles-Harris with the Players Academy, and today we are going to work on defending the ball one-on-one, but everything will be moving backwards. Moving backwards is like super integral in lacrosse. I don't think it's worked on enough, because for a defenseman a lot of the time we get caught planting our feet here and we're not able to transition and move any direction, right? And the first step a lot of the time when we approach, we have to be able to move backwards slightly to give ground, be able to stay in front of our man no matter where he goes. So today everything will be done in a backwards moving, starting with a short approach. So we're going to go to the sidelines and really going to go across the sidelines, back and forth, backpedaling all day, working on different transition movements. So for the first one, the distance doesn't really matter. You can go as far as you want. I like to go sideline to sideline for a real workout. For right now, I won't do that. I'll just go to about the first hash. We're going to work on straight backpedaling. So everything we do is going to start with a short approach. Start with about 3 or 4 yards of distance from the sideline, I would say. That way we're still working on our approach. Here, approach to the ball, shading one side if you would like. If he's a lefty, we'd shade this side of the field. If he's a righty, we'd shade his right hand. But right now, all we're doing is short approach to a pedal, about 3 or 4 times. And when we pedal, we just want to stay consistent in our movements. We don't want to chop and get back. We just want to have consistent back pedal, consistently moving backwards continuously, very smooth. So here we go. Trying just to stay low the whole time and be really smooth, acting like the guy is coming at us. We got to give ground, but we don't have to really plant and stop and get contact yet. We can keep moving backwards, whatever fashion we'd like. So we go one way, we can face the other way. After you do a couple of back pedals and you feel good and you feel confident and smooth, we want to move on to hip flips. So kind of just like in the combine that the corners do in the D-backs. Same thing down the line, start with a shorter approach, but no matter where we're going, we want to try to get at least 2 to 3 hip flips each side. So hip flip, I mean, the approach, same thing. We want to pedal, and we want to try to flip our hips, but we want to try to keep our chest relatively square, so just our hips are moving right. So we're here, staying on the line. Right, trying to flip our hips each direction. So if we want to keep leverage on a guy, we don't necessarily need to have to turn around. We can stay open by just moving our hips and being efficient. So we're here, we start with a short approach. However far of a distance you go, try to get the same amount of each side. So flipping 3 righty, flipping 3 lefty, same thing. Trying to stay low the whole time and just really focus on moving your hips either way. The third drill in this progression, right, we worked on straight pedals, then we worked on opening our hips. We kind of go back to stationary, but we're going to work our shuffling and dropping. So same start as usual, short approach here. Now we're going to shuffle 5, whichever direction you choose. Doesn't matter if you want to start to the right, that's fine. If you want to start to the left, that's fine. Mix it up however you want to do it. But idea is we're here, whichever way we go. If I'm going left first, I'm shuffling here on a 45, right? So I don't want to crossover run right now. This is all just straight shuffles. So we're here, shuffling, 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 shuffling. When we get here to the line, right, we want to touch the line, we want to plant and drop. A lot of the times we don't open up enough as a defenseman. So we get here, we plant, and we're not able to drop this leg back, and guys are running by us. So we have to aggressively swing this leg back as we go and drop. So we're here, we plant, we got to aggressively open back up, be ready to change direction, right? We don't want to have to turn around to the ball. We want to be athletic and stay in our good stance. So we're gonna be here. If we change this direction, we can plan on our shuffle, open up, and shuffle the opposite direction. And the same idea of about 3 to 4 shuffles, however far of a distance you go, try to get the same amount each way. And then when we shuffle again, we want to transfer our weight. We don't want to click our heels here and be like, oh, like this. Shuffle out. We want to be in a good stance, like we're guarding the guy. We're not running, he's going kind of slow. All of a sudden he plants and rolls. We got to do the same thing. Open it up. working on aggressively opening that hip. Staying in a good shuffle stance, good stance the whole time. Opening it up. So next in our progression, we just pedaled, we opened our hips, then we shuffled, planted and dropped. Now we're gonna work on kick stepping. Kick stepping is used really when the guys tighten our space and we can't exactly pedal because we gotta be ready to make contact, and we can't be flat-footed because he's still coming at us, right? So we're still giving leverage, but we're ready to have contact come to us, and we're ready to create contact by being in our stance. So really, it's kind of like in football, if I'm a right tackle, I'm kick stepping on this side of the line, I'm here kicking off that first front foot and stepping with my back foot. So if I'm here, same thing, if I'm a right tackle right now, in a good stance, I'm kick stepping back, really getting deep, but one foot is staying on the ground to plant and get back deep. Kind of explained that wrong. So as I come, same thing, short approach, and it's all gonna be quick steps. So we're pretending the guy's in my space. I can't exactly keep backpedaling because he might make contact with me and I can't plant my feet. So I approach and it's very quick. We want to stay in that straight line because we want to keep our leverage in front of our man. We don't want to kick and open and create too much, go this way where he can kind of cut back on us, and we got to open up and run. And then now we're not in a good stance to really plant and go. We're planting to running instead of planting to shuffling again. So when we're here, same idea. We come short approach, the guy's in our face right away. And we're kick stepping, giving ground. Same thing, whichever distance you want to go, the same amount each way. So it's 1, 2, 2, 1, 2s. You can do 1. You can change it up, do 3. Shuffle 3 kick steps and then flip. Go. Anything to mimic an offensive player's movements and timing. By doing it 1 flipping, 2 flipping, 3 flipping, you can get pretty creative in terms of how you want to drill it. So for the last progression in this series, we started with backpedaling just straight, getting it smooth. Then we started with opening our hips each way off of the pedal. Then we worked our shuffles. Then we just worked our kick steps. Now we're gonna work on putting everything together, all still moving backwards as a theme, right? So lastly, come to the line, we're gonna pedal to a kick step, to the open and run on a 45, to the line, either direction of us, whichever way we start. So I'm here, same philosophy, same start. A short approach, if I wanna shade his left hand, I'm approaching here, my right foot's a little high, stick is out. I'm taking my couple pedal steps. Doesn't matter which way you kick step, you can simulate it, kind of change it up. But I'm pedaling, keep my space. All of a sudden he gets into my space, I need to kick step, 1, 2, whichever way I kick step for right now. We're gonna open and run that way on a 45 as well. So the whole progression, look here, short approach, we're in our pedal, he closes our space, we kick step, we gotta open and run to a 45 here, you can reset. All this is still working on moving backwards. We of course could reapproach, but right now we're still just working on giving ground and being able to defend while moving backwards. So whichever way you go, if I'm going the opposite side, short approach, pedal, reset. You can reset where you are, you can reset back to the middle of where you start, doesn't necessarily matter. Again, you want to get about 4 to 5 each side, staying low the whole time, really compounding everything that we worked on. So a good approach to start, a smooth first couple steps for the pedal, transitioning to our kick steps, whichever way we go, same thing, keeping our hips flat to our man, not necessarily opening up one way, that way he can turn us. Then from there, we kick step, we gotta open our hips and run out of 45 with our man here. Everything moving backwards, working on all together, everything we just worked on individually. And that's it for our training session today, guys. The theme of today was defending the ball while moving backwards. So I hope you can apply it to your drills every day, doing these and repping them out all the time. This is JT Giles-Harris with the Players Academy. See you later. Hopefully you join us next time.